Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and today I have got game number 1 of a best of 1. It is a very cool game between very cool players, and spawning down in the bottom right position we have got the red Zerg player representing Fnatic. It is Miniraser. And his opponent down in the bottom left, the blue Protoss from my insanity, it is Stardust. This should be a damn good game. It's going to be such a good game. I am actually taking the caster step of standing up to cast for a little bit. Stretching my legs, you know. Going for the hype. If you see some casters from the backstage things, you see them all getting up and they like screaming at their screen. They're getting so into it. So I'm going to try that in the first few minutes of the game. See if it comes across. See if it makes me seem extra hyper and enthusiastic. But yes, Zerg versus Protoss down on Newkirk. What can we expect to see? Well, Stardust, let's be fair, he made his name on very efficient 2 base pushes. Are we going to be seeing that? Are we going to see Miniraser hold like a boss and take it into the ultra late game? Are we going to see Miniraser go for some sneaky cheesy play? Potentially. Unlikely, considering he's got to 14. It's quite difficult to go for cheesy plays, but gateway first, coming down here from Stardust, so gateway expand most likely on the cards here, and that gives 2 options to Miniraser. He can go hatch, pull, or he can go hatch, pull, or he could have gone pull hatch, but considering he's already made the hatchery, that's no longer a viable option for him unless he cancelled it, and then it would still be like hatch, cancel, pull, hatch, which would be the weirdest build ever, and I don't know why anyone would intentionally do it. It'd be crazy. It'd be like unicycling backwards. Why would you ever do it? Just because you can. If anyone can unicycle, you are awesome. I'm going to tell you a unicycling story now, because not too much is going on. When I was younger, I used to cycle down this lovely country park, and it was a lovely long route you could cycle along. It was something ridiculous, like 60 miles worth of this nice cyclable, walkable track, and one day I was happily cycling along, and there was a guy coming towards me the other way, and bear in mind this was in between like 2 of the stops, so there was like, it was literally the middle of the countryside with nothing there, and I could see him in the distance, and he was pedaling so fast, pedal. I was like, why is he pedaling so fast? Why doesn't he change gear? And then as he got closer to me, he was on an off-road unicycle. Bear in mind the nearest either parking place or civilization was about 10 miles away. I can only deduce that he'd cycled or unicycled at least 10 miles on this off-road unicycle, and I was in shock of why anyone do that. He didn't really look like he was having much fun. That's what always confused me, and to this day confuses me. He looked like he was struggling and he was having a very miserable time, but yet still he did it. I do not understand. I do not understand at all. But yes, we are of course just happily chilling along in the early game in the moment. Stardust, as expected, threw down his Nexus. He's got his mothership core out. 1 probe, boldly moving forth. Carrying on, just go and scout, because so far Stardust knows nothing. Stardust is oblivious to what is occurring over at Miniraser's space. He's just like, yeah, what up, bro? I'm here. Now gonna come in and go, okay, he's made queens. Things are looking good. The probe manages to ninja his way in. Come on, probe, you can do it. You can do it. He comes in, he sees the gas. Gas looks really weird from that perspective. I don't know why. He still comes around, sees the spawning pool. Goes, okay, I've got a spawning pool. What should I do behind this? Another queen! Oh dear, oh dear. And runs away and hides in a corner. This is the worst game of hiding I've ever seen a probe do. He is unfortunately definitely going to die. And that's because you hid in the middle of the room. He was like the kid who was always a little bit special playing hide and seek, who would just stand facing a wall and be like, you can't see me, and it's like, no, you can't see me, I can see you pretty easily. But anyway, Stargate coming down here as part of the wall off, 2 additional gateways being constructed henceforth from Stardust. Miniraser here with the double evolution chamber though. He's like, upgrade to the way forward. I shall upgrade my way to victory. At least that's his plan. Stardust getting out some Phoenix, and he's like, I'm going to harass you to the point that you just leave the game. You'll be so infuriated with me. Have you ever done that? Let me know, like, either in the Twitch chat or in the comments below if you're on YouTube. Have you ever been so irritated by a game of StarCraft that it's not that you've actually lost or you're in a terrible spot, but you've just left? If you have, you should let me know. I have. I have, and it's where my opponent just turtled up. This is back in Wings of Liberty. It was a ZVT, he was a Terran. He turtled up hugely, and, well, actually, this is a really nice scout Miniraser. Sees the Voidway on its way, but already knows about the Phoenix, so he knew it was a Stargate. But yeah, he turtled up insanely hard with loads of tanks, and just made a ton of Ravens, right? Which may not sound bad, but then he was just, he had like this ninja Raven group of about 6 Ravens that would just fly in and drop auto turrets all the way around my base, and it would just be, he kept doing it at every base all the time. Every time I tried to engage his Ravens, it was just like a wall of missile turrets, or auto turrets, and it was ridiculous. I was so annoyed in that game, and I just left. God, it annoyed me. Anyway, 1-1 upgrades. About half done here for Miniraser. Meanwhile, Stardust, he's adding on his Forge. He's trying to kill this Overlord. This Sentry has the hardest job in the world. It's basically like squirting a water pistol at it. Just doesn't really do too much. Eventually just overinflates the Overlord, and so it bursts, like we saw there. Maybe that's what a Sentry Laser actually does. Maybe it just fills your enemy with water. That'd be awesomely terrible. It's the sort of thing you'd see on like a Saw film. Like, you want to play a game. You're slowly being injected with water to the point that you'll explode. But yeah, Speedlings once again trying to make their way through. There isn't actually much of a defense here. The Stargate taking a couple of shots. More sentries are getting warped through here for Stardust. Miniraser certainly trying to take out this Stargate, and may very well be successful in doing so, because it's getting low. These Zealots desperately trying to come back, but the Voidway pops just in time with the Zealots getting in there. So the Stargate survives for the time being. No, the +1 carapace is done for these Speedlings, so they're actually faring pretty well against these Zealots. Will clean them up and can now continue forth with their attacking or retreating, but standing still, getting attacked by a Voidway is pretty not optimal. Voidways, though, are working away at the third hatchery. The Queens slowly stuttering their way down, but that of course means the main once again gets a little bit vulnerable. We do have Overlords around, but they can get taken out pretty quick. Where are the Queens? They're still stuttering around. Note that one of these Queens can get lifted. A Time Warp can also go down. That Time Warp wasn't optimal, didn't stop the Queens for too long, but may buy Stardust enough time in order to take down this hatchery. And if you can get that down, it's going to be very good for him. 2 Spore Callers getting made at the edge there. We do of course have now the 3rd Voidway making its way forward. Mothership Core there as well will help out. The odd Overlord is also getting taken down. This one will supply block Miniraser. Very frustrating that. And behind all of this, Stardust just getting down his Templar Archives. But a big Speedling counter push is coming in here. Going to come and check to see if there is a 3rd Nexus being made. And that's important because it says really to Miniraser, is my opponent all in, or is he trying to expand behind? Good transfuses coming down. Miniraser really reacting to this in a good way, saying, well, if I make enough Queens, obviously, Queens don't take bonus damage because they're not armoured, so the Voidway is not that efficient, and they can transfuse them, or transfuse each other, because contrary to what I said in WCS the other week, Queens can't heal themselves. I meant that the unit Queens can heal other Queens, so that just means the Queens pretty good against Voidways, all going good. Ah, Stardust! Don't kill your Forge! Your Forge! Good, he noticed. Just testing it. He was trying to scare the Forge into completing the upgrade quicker. That was his plan, I reckon. Anyway, we do have now falling back a couple more Speedlings chanting around and just dilly-dallying their way away. Stardust still knocks out his own Stargate there, so his units can get through. Gets a couple more High Templar, rebuilds the gateway, which makes me question why he killed the Stargate. I do not know, because there is still a gap here. Maybe it's because the Archon was too fat to go through. Maybe. That could be it. Note that Stardust, though, should be looking to try and take a 3rd relatively soon, unless he's all in. If he doesn't all in now, he's got a problem. A lot of Banelings, though, getting made. 20 Banelings on their way through. The Queen count really high now for Miniraser. He's up at already 12 Queens. And that's a lot of DPS, and this is going to be quite difficult, actually, if I'm honest, for Stardust to break through, because Miniraser does have the 1-1 upgrades. He's about to have 2-2. The Queens get closed down by those charge lots, and a couple of Queens taken down very quickly. Nice control there. Those force fields weren't over the top. A lot of Banelings have now been seen, and Stardust, how does he respond to that? Well, Speedlings are attacking his reinforcements as they come in, so that's forcing him back already as it stands, trying to intercept a couple of these Zerglings as they make their way through, but not going to be able to do that much for the time being. Phoenix still checking around to find any more Overlords that could be stray out on the map here. But yes, Miniraser, he's a base up still, but this hatchery is sort of on life support for the time being. He's only at 500 health on it, so literally a third. And behind all of this, we've got Stardust just busy getting down his storm upgrades. So he is going for things that are a bit more against the norm. And these storms are very important up against the Banelings. Some good storms will shut down those Banelings very quickly. But no, there's never been a robotic facility made in this game yet from Stardust, which is pretty unusual for Protoss versus Zerg. The Void Rays are going to carry out the lair though, and there's really nothing that can be done about that. That lair is dead and gone. The transfuse, wow, those transfuses, them transfuses, bro. I take it back, something can be done. That was very nicely done there. Speedlings are counter-attacking here too. Miniraser definitely feeling like he's got the edge. The Void Rays aren't in with this engagement. The Banelings though, are they going to get good detonations? The Archons soak up some of their hits. The Zealots though, now taking a couple more. The Speedlings are able to surround. Great Baneling placement there, right in the center of a group of Zealots. Does manage to take it out. The Archon taking a couple more shots, but it's dealing a good amount of damage. Will die. Another warp in of Zealots important, but note Stardust, he's lost a good chunk of his army through all of this engagement. The Void Rays are still up though. They're coming in for another ninja mission, but look at all the queens. There's 10 queens there. There's 4 quarters coming down. Miniraser's learned his lesson. Is just saying, you know what, you are not coming in there again, and you're not going to attack me with that. That is for sure. Now, excuse me while I take a sip of tea. That tea was good. So, anyway, Zealots are getting taken down. Everything going pretty normal. The Void Rays just chilling, going, okay, we definitely can't get in here. This is bad times, not something that I can easily attack. Zealots are looking to see if there's anywhere they can warp in. They have stopped the expansion. Note Stardust pulls 3, but keeps 1 there. That just means that hopefully the rest of the Zealots are able to survive, especially if they hide in a corner, because they can be used late and they can come back and have a bit of fun. These rocks getting taken down here by Stardust as well. Potentially looking to take a 4th, expanding way up in towards his opponent. Void Rays having a bit of fun here, killing a couple more drones. Stardust has only killed 5 workers this game though, so it's not the craziest thing, but he is going for a dark try. DTs when your opponent's got a good number of spore callers though, a bit more unusual. Could potentially get into the natural base though, where there aren't any spores for the time being. That'd be quite nice. Photon cannon also here. Storm is done, remember, so both the Banelings and the Zerglings are somewhat vulnerable to Storm, as we're seeing now. Good, Storm goes off, needs another one though. That's more like it. The Banelings do start to detonate, but in they all come. This third Nexus is going to get annihilated with all of the throws. A massive hit there. That was brilliant for Miniraser. Just an absolutely insanely big hit. And he has managed to breach in to the natural base. This is looking rather dire at the moment. Unless, of course, you warp in nothing but Dark Templar when your opponent has no detection. Can these DTs actually be the saving grace? Oh my goodness, they can. DT Void Ray, Zealots attacking it towards the 4th. This game is going into the land of unusual, of awesome, of pretty damn spiffing. The Zealots do get cleaned up, but there's still this army of DTs. Well, there's only 3 left, but there was an army of DTs. 3rd base getting remade. Miniraser still on 3 bases. Sorry, still on 4th bases, but not mining off his 4th yet. He's making a hive as quickly as he can. Considering he's making the hive there at the very damaged lair, he may be inclined to transfuse it again. I mean, he's got 13 queens. He could definitely spare the energy. But yeah, storms are going to be utilized once again. Good storms coming around. The Zerglings do get cleaned up. Nice little trade there. Overall, Miniraser losing just under 2,000, or just over 2,000 more resources than that so far. Oh, the Dark Templar. The queens are like, oh no, the hatchery, mass transfuse it. Mass transfuse. Still no overseer. Transfuse. The DT's actually just giving up. They're going, okay, he can transfuse that literally all day. The Overseer finally making its way across. The Void Rays heading back up in towards the main base. There's that one Spore Caller there, but to be honest, 4 Void Rays with Prismatic Alignment, no problem. Can just focus that down. The Queens will be a bit more of a problem with Boom. Oh, another nice transfuse. This transfuse play is baller. And yeah, definitely looking pretty damn good. Zealots are coming in here. Archon on the back. Archon on the back with the laser hands. Laser jazz hands, basically, is what Archons are. Just all the time, they're like, wow, and then boom, lightning comes out. So yeah, Zealots, really nice job here. It's currently, upgrade-wise, 3-0 up against 2-2. So that means Zealots do still 2-shot Zerglings, but they take a ton of damage from them. This third hatchery, mass transfusing. Once again, these Void Rays just can't catch a break, can they? They're working away, using all of their energy. Oh, this Archon! Failing. Using all their energy on the hatcheries, and the hatcheries just like, no, we're We're not going to die. Transfuses everywhere. Everything will get transfused. We're transfusing queens, so the transfuses have been transfused. And yeah, just never ending. Look, transfused once a game. This must be so annoying. Queen's OP. Queen's so ridiculously OP. Does everyone remember the Ice Fisher build? That was just like the best build ever, where you just made nothing but queens and spines for a ridiculous amount of time. Queens, spines, and drones, and you're just like, huffy dub, what you gonna do, bro? And then you're just like, oh, attack me, transfuse. Oh, attack me again, transfuse. Transfuse, transfuse, transfuse. Transfuse, transfuse, transfuse. I loved playing that build. It was like the trolliest game ever. Like, I'm reminiscing of my youth. It's like a high school sweetheart or something. I'm just like, those are the good old days where you transfuse the spine crawler. Wow, I just realised Queen transfused my spine crawler. That could be taken a bit weirdly. Anyway, especially with the analogy of a high school sweetheart. So, fifth base coming down here for Miniraser, but the fourth is looking a little bit vulnerable. Baitlands coming though, they get a good donation. An Ultra here. Ultra is very effective against Storm, as we all know. But this hatchery will not get transfused anymore. That is the end of the transfusing. Still more storms coming down here. The Archon's dealing a good little bit of damage. The Ultralisks, though, dealing fairly well. Queen Ultra is very strong against Voidway plus anything. Purely because the Voidway should be good against the Ultralisks, right? With Prismatic Alignment, they should deal a lot of damage. But in reality, the Queens are just like, nah, transfuse, 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 transfuse. So see, this game is just like all about the transfuses, you know. Transfuse all the way home. Look at this. Look at this is... instantly restores 125 life to a target. At least it's not like the Heartless Swarm campaign queens with their auto cast heal over time spell. That was beautiful. That would make Zerg so OP. Like so ridiculously OP. People would be like, Broodlord Infest was bad. Literally all Zerg players would just make nothing but queens all the time. God, it was beautiful. That made the campaign so easy. Just make Ultralisks and win. Anyway, so we are sitting here. Obviously, pathogen glands coming down. We should be seeing some infestors. And oh my goodness, the completely standard 23-minute robotics facility coming down here from Stardust. The Hive after taking a little bit of damage. The one queen apparently scary. The Voidways have learned their lesson. They're just like, it's pointless even trying, guys. They're just going to transfuse. We're not going to kill it. Back away. Go back to the interesting times. Come over here. Look at some of the buildings. Look at some more of the buildings. Look at this cool bridge. This is a cool bridge with a really big door. Perspective-wise, why would you ever need a bridge that big? I don't even know. That bridge is humongous. Especially when we consider the size of other things. Like, these are buildings. And the bridge is bigger than most buildings. I just don't understand. Anyway, one lone proxy pylon here. Could be seized in DTs. Another proxy pylon chilling down here. And in comes the DT now. Dead drone. Dead drone. I really think the DT should be accompanied by the Jaws theme tune. That would be definitely very cool. But yeah, DT just chipping away here. Zealots coming in here with the DT's help. They want this hatchery down. Miniraser, don't get flustered, Miniraser. Deal with it in a cool and concise way. Preferably with some detection. In comes the Overseer. Transfuse is coming down. But no. Oh no. The Infestor does get the funk worked out on the DT. But the DT survives. The hatchery dies. The Voidways are going to kill the Hive. That must be such a beautiful day for those Voidways. They've dreamt about it for the past, like, 15 minutes, and now they finally managed to actually kill something without a transfuse getting down. The Ultra's Cavern does survive. That is less than ideal. The Overseer speeding along there, just keeping up with the Voidways in case they miraculously upgrade Cloak, which would be just hideous. Oh my god, the thought of Cloak Voidways makes me shudder. But Miniraser, he's making Stardust shudder with the thought of all of the Ultralisks. There's 10 of them there. A lot of Immortals trying to get produced. A double robotics facility. Archon Immortal. Maybe this can stop it. Maybe this can stop the approaching tide of Queens and Ultras. Good transfuses coming down. The transfuses on the Queens would be ace, but unfortunately the High Templar are taking quite a bit of damage. If you transfuse, if you feed back a lot of these Queens, preventing the transfuses, actually, this is not too much of a scary army, and that is exactly what Stardust is doing. Bursting them Queens down. The Archons trying to take some damage. There's quite a few more High Templar at the back. They've got to try and stay up. They're getting none though. The Immortal gets taken down. Miniraser pushing forward. We've got more Warpins. The Pylon gets taken down. Both Pylons get taken down. Those DTs do not warp through. And the Ultras, the complete surround of the Nexus kills it so fast. More DTs though coming in. And because the Overseers had feedback castle when they pop, that means no detection. The DT's just having the best killing party ever. They are like the best ninjas. A couple more feedbacks going down on a few more queens here. The queens all getting taken down. They're off creep. There is nothing that they can do off creep, and that just means that this is a slaughter at the moment. Voidways are trying to take out the Ultralisks at the 4th base of Stardust falls. So Stardust has a small problem that he now has 0 income. 0 mineral income. But he doesn't have a bank either, or enough minerals to make that magical thing known as a Nexus yet. So he's got a long range mine until he can get some form of minerals in where he can make a Nexus. This is a problem for Stardust. Miniraser, he's starting a bit low though. He's only got this mining base after losing the base to the right here. And oh no, sorry, he's got another base. Never mind, I take it back. He is down only 45 lone drones though. Very interesting game, this one. Getting a bit crazy. The probes trying to be heroes. Desperately needs 400 minerals. So desperately. But Stardust instead spending his money on getting Dark Templar. He's just like, I'm just going to win. I'm going to kill him with everything. The DTs need to spread out. The Infestors! Oh, the Infestors take a lot of damage there. That Infestor even missed his fungal growth. The Hatchery will now die, but the Ultras, they're just pushing in. Stardust, I don't believe, had a Nexus started there yet. Where are all of his probes? They're just chilling up here in the main base. They're having a probe party. Probe parties would be pretty good. Everyone just tases each other. Still, Infestors running around. Ah, the fungal growth missed. Oh, the fungal growth missed. Dangerous times. An Overseer finally being made. Miniraser being like, okay, perhaps since everything is dying currently to Dark Templar, perhaps it would be wise if I were to get some permanent form of protection. Oh, the probes. The probes, the probes, the probes. The Ultralisks doing their funny little pathing AI bugs. We'll get taken out. The Queen's trying to chase down the Voidways. These Voidways have been alive for so long. Look at these hero Voidways. Like 28 kills, 21 kills, no one had like 22. I know we had Billy the Marine earlier, but I'm sorry. These Voidways, Vladimir the Voidway is doing pretty damn awesome. All 3 of them. I can't think of another name beginning with V. Victor the Voidway. Victoria the Voidway. I prefer Vladimir the Voidway, to be honest. Vladimir and Victor are doing fantastically. 21 and 22 kills. Taking out the Overseers. You might be like, hey Stardust, why are you focusing those Overseers when there's lovely tasty Ultralisks you could be killing? And that's because he wants to make more Dark Templar. Because Dark Templar are fun. Long distance mining from everywhere. This is just... Stardust literally has the lowest amount of minerals per minute I have seen in a long, long time. But the DTs are still having an absolute party. They're doing such a good job. They're getting so many drones. These DTs. Derek the DT. He's just having the best time ever. There's more DTs around, but unfortunately Overseers are putting an end to all of this shenanigans. Voidways trying to chase down the rest of the Overseers. Long distance mining still going on. This is tense. Very tense. Stardust getting very close to being able to afford to make a Nexus. Any second now. 380, 390, 400. Make a Nexus, Stardust. Make it. Make it, Stardust. There we go. Where's it coming down? Up here. At the base that still has most of the minerals, but Miniraser has a lot of stuff. An awful lot of stuff. He has over double the army supply of Stardust. Is there any way Stardust can make this work? It's a very cost-effective army as well with the queens there. The transfusers will be efficient. The probes killing off those changelings. Hero probes. Hero probes. And apparently the sheer fact that those probes were such heroes has scared off the entire Ultralisk and Queen force. They're just like, you what? If probes are even killing my changelings, I cannot engage. Stardust, he has bravery. He has bravery in his heart, and I cannot compete with that in the moment. I need more things. I need Neuroparasite. I guess Neuroparasite would help. Is Miniraser going to Neuroparasite a probe and make his own probes to go be heroes? Maybe he will. Part of me can hope. A lot of mining out is occurring on this map right now. We're 34 minutes into the game. The Nexus about to complete for Stardust. This is going to be such a happy moment for him. He's going to sit there Yes, he's got it. He can now mine quickly, efficiently. A couple more storms and feedbacks trying to go down. This poor High Templar hovering his way to safety. Thinking, can I make it? Can I actually get away? Yes, he can, because Miniraser is unaware that this base has not been taken. He's going to be like, oh, there's no Nexus here. But I shall allow the Assimilator to survive, because I am a merciful Zerg. I want to go and kill some probes. In he comes. In he comes down the side. Good. Oh my goodness, those feedbacks were so good. A lot of infestors went down there. That High Templar, he may have died, but it was very worthwhile for him. He did an amazingly good job there. Still though, we've got the Ultralisks making their way back, retreating once more. Miniraser, you're at 123 army supply to just 58. You can A move and win this, I'm fairly sure. But he's now got Neural Parasite. With Neural Parasite, he can definitely make this work. Sorry for the pause, I had to take a sip of tea. This is a long game. A long game solo casting does wreck your voice, and I have WCS this evening and every evening this week, so I'm trying my utmost to make sure that I can keep my voice. And well, Stardust warping in. This is a good little attack. Unfortunately, with the Voidways there, the Voidways are focusing down the hatchery. The hatchery is what Stardust wants on the drones, because the drones are attacking. The Ultralisk couldn't, but this has triggered Miniraser to try and push up, but he sees the storm. The stormy weather, and he decides he should go back and get a coat. But unfortunately, Zerg players can't wear coats. They can only wear capes on their overlords. And Miniraser, as far as I'm aware, does not. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have the cape overlords. The Batman overlords, as I like to call them. And well, Miniraser retreats back once more. And he's now sitting here going, oh dear. Oh dear. I'm not mining the minerals. Apart from these 2 mineral patches. Ooh. What's he gonna do? He's got enough money to make another hatchery. Perhaps he should make another hatchery. That would be good. Still though, Stardust, he's got this base up here. Does Miniraser? No, he doesn't. This is a ninja base. Voidways still darts their way around. The army supplies are starting to level out. Is Stardust actually going to be able to come back from this? This game is just getting preposterous. I haven't cast long games for a while, so I did know this was a long game. The trouble is with the long games is that they get very passive but very tense. It's sort of like watching someone defuse a bomb. Not much happens, but you kind of hope something will at all points. Oh, here we go, speedings. This is good. Miniraser, he's killing probes. This is exactly what he needs to do. He's hurting the economy. He's drawing out all of Stardust's army. The probes are desperately trying to retreat back. The Ultralisks there, spread ready. This base is probably going to go down. Stardust has a small problem, but DTs are coming in. They're going to come and probably kill that hatchery there that's in construction because there isn't any detection. Seriously, Miniraser, sir. I think you may be underestimating the power of the Dark Templar. And maybe, just maybe, you should keep more detection around. In come though the DTs, forcing a cancel. Both players with the minimal of income. Miniraser is not actually mining any minerals per minute. At least Stardust currently was. He can get hopefully a storm off on these Zerglings. If he did, it would be good. Yeah, okay, so he didn't. He kind of did. Not great though. Voidwave still doing some nice damage. The Dark Templar will die. Miniraser. Oh no. Oh no, Miniraser, he can't afford another hatchery yet. He's going to have to long distance mine with his 18 drones. 79 probes to be killed this game and 66 drones. That is crazy. This is ridiculous. This has been a slaughter on both sides. Once again, the hatchery trying to come in. The hatchery, the Voidways with prismatic alignment. They can out damage it. They can out. They force the cancel. Okay, this is bad. Miniraser, your hatcheries, they keep getting killed. This is not ideal for you. You're buying time. You're giving time to Stardust, who now has 9 Immortals. Oh my god, the damage is insane. He's trying to transfuse as quickly as he can. The Immortals are very tightly clumped up though, but they are starting stepping back. This is not a good trade for Miniraser. He's losing so many there. The Neural Parasite is good. The Immortals are getting killed by other Immortals. The Ultralists, are they going to be able to get in time? The Neural Parasite is working so well. This is such a smart move right now. Miniraser though, Neural Parasite has finished. The Immortals back under Stardust's control. He's trying to take down. Oh no, new Neural Parasites are on their way. This is unfortunate. Now, of course, the Immortals should target each other, try and kill one another as fast as they can. Stardust in a bit of problems. He's got no money and only 23 army supply. But he did. Miniraser, he didn't make the 2 Immortals kill each other. That means the Immortals are pushing back. The Voidway's still up, still alive. The Queen's still there though. Long distance mining occurring on both sides. Another queen could go down. It's going to be close. The building creep tumor actually blocked it, the queens. This is the tension right now. The two infestors just off to the side. We note that there is, of course, the observer here keeping a good eye. Even the Voidway getting into this mix. There are the two spore crawlers, though. That's pretty tense. A couple of Zerglings are on their way out. Only a handful, though. We do have as well the +1 shield upgrade here for Stardust at the moment. Stardust not even attempting to take another base. He's just like trying to trickle in a little bit more minerals. So is Miniraser, both long distance mining. Where is Miniraser long distance mining from? I don't even know. But for the moment, he's got a new hatchery up. This is important for Miniraser. This could be his saving grace. Note the Archon morphing in as well. This is going to be the most intense small-scale battle I have seen in a long time. The Voidway is not at any risk as of yet. The hatchery is taking damage once more. The drone is taking quite a bit of fire. Where are the Zerglings? The Zerglings making their way in. But with the Archon there, the Archon can deal a little bit of splash. There is, of course, the Spine as well. The Voidway taking quite a bit of damage to the Queen. The Voidway does get taken out. That is a massive chunk of army. The Fungal Growth goes down, but Stardust has now managed to kill the vast majority of the army. He's now working through on the Queens. The Archon is still alive, taking and tanking most of the damage. The Zealots trying to come through. The Transfuse is so intense here for Miniraser. Are the Immortals going to be able to do it with the Queens? They're retreating back. They want to kill that Archon, but unfortunately that's meaning the Zealots able to close up the distance. The Archon will definitely be able to escape off creep, regenerating up its shields, and that is essential. Oh, brave game here, Archon. Don't get killed, don't get killed. One more shot. Is he going to be able to do it? Yes, he does. The Queens will go down, but the Speedlings will finish the job that the Queen started. That is good. The Archon goes down. Broodlings attacking. Of course, you don't want to take damage from Broodlings unless you have to, because especially with such a small army, currently 8 to 18, only 2 drones down. I don't even know. I want to say that Stardust should win now, but I don't know anymore, because this could go either way. If there's still 15 probes, right? So there is some income, some notable amount of income here, but this is where my problem comes. If theoretically this game could go on for an eternity more, mainly due to the fact that if Stardust actually kills too many buildings, the Broodlings will kill his army. Yes. But there's a good number of Zerglings around. All really needs to happen here is if there was a counterattack with these Speedlings, which I think there's going to be actually, that is good. Okay, the Speedlings counterattacking is a smart play. If they kill these probes, Miniraser could force a tie, or potentially, definitely a tie, at the minimum. But now we're seeing, of course, the Broodlings starting to do the damage, just starting to chip away at stuff. They do get taken out pretty quickly. But yeah, Speedlings still running about. The probes, there's still 10 probes left. Where are they all? Pylons getting taken out. Of course, Pylons don't fight back after they've been killed, whereas Zerg buildings do. The lair is getting taken out. There's still a good amount of stuff here around everywhere. That's pretty good. Sending these small little groups out. Is this actually going to end in a base race? The Zerglings trying to kill all of the probes that they can for the time being. Able to do a good job. Although Stardust is about to be at 0 workers. This could still become a draw. Okay, there we go. No, there's one probe. Where's the one probe? The one probe is sitting up here. He is a hero. He is legendary. Okay. Where are the Immortals? Where is everything? Okay. So here we see, of course, the Broodlings once again attacking. Zerglings have got to be careful going up against Broodlings. This Zergling is going to be taking... this Zealot is going to be taking some damage from the Broodlings. Tries to back away as fast as he can. Miniraser does micro the Broodlings around. That kills the Zealot. This is what I mean. This is where things can get really tense. This could still go either way. It's crazy. Stardust may have a probe out, but he does not have enough money with said probe to make anything. He can still long distance mine though. Oh, he's got 2 probes. He has an indefinably large number of percentage of probes. Then his opponent. Oh, the Zealot gets taken out. That was good done. That was so well done. But these Zerglings, they've got to be so careful. The Zerglings cannot die. There's too many Zealots here. 4 Zealots will kill these Zerglings, even though the Zerglings are 3-3. It's got to be done carefully. Oh, the tension. The tension. Can the Zerglings escape? Can they actually escape? I don't even want to move the camera, so I'm zooming it out a bit. Okay, they've got to go. They've got to go. One shot taken. One shot taken, but they're going to make it. Okay, no Zerglings died. That is good. That is very good. Important right now. Slowly, though, this force is working. The Zerglings are going to have to go for it fairly soon. The Infestor, though, is there. And remember, the Infestor has Neural Parasite and Fungal Growth available. Can cast both of them. That is critically important, the fact that he can cast both. He could Fungal Growth to Zealot and then Neural Parasite, one of the Immortals. That'd be quite powerful. He's just got to time out how he's going to do this. Miniraser has not rebuilt his base. Stardust is looking quite good. This is just so tense. The broodlings are dealing some damage too. I really don't know which way this is going to go. And look at the... Okay, this is 12 lings and 1 infester. Hypothetically, with some great... Oh, there we go. That was a good little neural parasite there. The Zerglings are trying to go for it. Are they going to be able to do it? It's going to be so close. It looks like the Immortal is going to win. Yes, so this means Stardust wins. It means Stardust wins. It has to mean Stardust wins. I don't think anything can happen. A fungal growth would take those out. A fungal growth would definitely take out one of those zealots, if not 2. But Miniraser waiting. He's dropping down all of the changelings. He's blocking off. He's actually blocking that Immortal there. I'm not sure what benefit that poses. This game is just ridiculous now. He's buying more time for this one infester to try and work out what the hell can I do. How can I make this work? More broodlings start coming out on creep. They can deal a little bit of damage. The fungal growth has to be good. You can't even chain fungal though. Oh no. I don't even know. Stardust still has some remnants of an income, which is helpful for him. I think yeah, there we go. Miniraser leaves. Miniraser was defeated. I don't think that was actually his last building. It may have been. Yeah, it was. That game, everyone. I don't even know what I just watched, but it was hilarious. So I hope you all enjoyed that. If you did, of course, make sure you like the video and all those sort of things, and subscribe, etc. And tune in tomorrow because yeah, new games out every single day of the week. Thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube and if you're on Twitch, stay tuned.